Hey Maplers! Let's talk about a brand new system that's coming here to global MapleStory called Mystic Frontier. This is something you're going to want to take advantage of, so I'll make sure you'll know exactly what to do when you jump in the game. Let's go! Mystic Frontier basically lets you send out your familiars on expeditions. They'll explore different areas in Maple World and bring back treasures that will help boost your character's progression. Also, did I mention that it's even possible to receive some pitch boss items? Huh? To access Mystic Frontier, make sure you've unlocked all 3 familiar slots. This means that you'll need to have at least 10 familiar badges unlocked. So if you're missing a few, take some time to collect those first. On top of needing these familiar slots and badges, the other requirements are to be level 200 or above and completing the 5th job advancements. And for my zeros out there, you'll need to complete Story Quest Act 2. Once all your familiar slots are unlocked and you've met the other requirements, a new quest will appear from Roro the familiar robot underneath the Event Notifier tab on the left side of your screen. Roro will prompt the new Mystic Frontier questline and boom! Just like that, you're ready to start sending out your familiars on expeditions. Now that we've officially gained access to Mystic Frontier, let's jump right into how it'll work. Open the familiar UI and make your way to the Mystic Frontier tab. Once here, you'll notice a bunch of new things appear, so we'll go through everything section by section. Lineup, attributes, and expedition. Now, in the lineup section, this is where you'll build different teams of familiars that will go out on expeditions for you. You can designate familiar teams in up to 3 different waves, and each wave holds 3 familiars. So you need at least 9 familiars at your command to make the most use of these 3 waves. To set up a lineup, click on one of your familiars and then move on to the next available slot for your team. Then click Save. Underneath each familiar slot, there will be 3 core stats displayed: element type, action point, and available dice. Let's quickly go through what all of this actually means. Now, each familiar will have a specific element and type. On the right-hand side of the UI, you can filter which ones you'd like to see for easier access. And for each expedition location, you'll notice a recommended element and type. If you have at least one familiar that matches the recommended element or type in your expedition team, you'll receive an expedition potential that matches the rank of your familiar's potential. This means that you'll want to grab your highest tier familiars to match the recommended element or type for a higher chance at getting some sweet rewards. Next up, we got action points. You can kind of think of these as the energy currency needed to go on your expeditions. Each familiar will have a set amount of action points that you can utilize. The higher level a familiar is, the more action points you'll get. At familiars level 6 and 7, you'll gain additional action points. So, if you're interested in pushing them further, you can think about using familiar breakthrough cards from the cash shop. Certain paths throughout the expedition could require more or less action points to move forward, so it's always better to have lots of action points. Last but not least, let's talk about dice. Every familiar you equip will have a set range of numbers that can be rolled depending on the rank of your familiar. So for example, a unique familiar will have the chance to roll a number between 1 and 6, while an epic familiar can only roll numbers 1 to 5. So this means that the higher tier your familiar is, you'll have a better chance at rolling higher numbers throughout your expeditions. Let's move down to the attribute section. Your familiars will now have an additional second potential line that can be unlocked and is exclusive to just Mystic Frontier. Unlocking a familiar's potential allows you to see their Mystic Frontier potential. Additionally, you can toggle between regular potential and Mystic Frontier potentials using a toggle button on the bottom left or using the Interact/Harvest key. These Mystic Frontier potentials are attributes that influence the outcome of your expeditions, so definitely make sure to look through all of your familiars because better potentials mean stronger runs and better rewards. Take the time to look through your familiars, compare lines, and build teams that complement each other. Mystic Frontier isn't about just sending out random familiars, it's about sending out the right ones. Once your lineup and attributes are good to go, you can officially start doing some expeditions. On the right side of the UI, you'll be given 3 randomized expedition areas to choose from, each with different durations and ranks. The longer an expedition takes, the better items you can potentially get, so keep that in mind. Simply click on the expedition that you want and press Depart, and you'll enter the interactive part of the expedition. For every expedition, you're going to start with a set amount of action points and up to 5 exploration rounds that you'll need to complete before your familiars officially head out. Each round, the area you're exploring will have banners to choose from. The number of banners you get depends on the rank of the expedition site. Higher ranked expeditions give more banners and more branching paths to work with, while lower ranks give fewer options, but they are quicker to get through. Each banner is marked with an icon and color, letting you know what type it is and what you can expect. There are 3 types of banners you'll find. Enemy encounter banners. they always consume action points and triggers a dice minigame in most situations. So you'll want good familiars with higher dice ranges here. Search banners. These banners always consume action points too, and have a slightly lower probability of triggering a dice minigame compared to enemy encounter banners. For our last one, we got recovery banners. These banners restore your action points and may trigger a dice minigame. If you're successful in these banners, you'll restore a large amount of action points and restore a small amount even if you fail. The catch here is if you decide not to play the dice minigame, just a normal amount of action points will be restored, so play at your discretion. If you see a recovery banner and you're running low on AP, this should be your go-to pick. After choosing a banner, you'll be given 3 actions for that scenario. Read each action option carefully to ensure that you'll be given the most amount of rewards as possible. Each encounter and action will require different things, such as rolling dice for rewards, decreasing your total action points for the expedition, or you might get lucky and breeze right through with no deductions if you encounter a recovery banner. When a dice minigame is triggered, your goal here is to roll a number equal to or higher than the number that's shown. Your familiar potential and type may influence your odds, so keep that in mind when you want to reroll a dice. Rerolls are limited though and shared across all 5 rounds. Once you make it through all 5 rounds, your wave is now out on their expedition, and all you'll have to do is wait for them to return with your rewards. If you don't feel like waiting the entire time, you can reduce the amount of time left by using gold and silver Frontier coins purchased from the Frontier coin shop. I suggest only using them when you really can't wait. Fast forward a few hours, Roro and your team have returned with all the rewards that you've earned based on your selections. Reminder! Your familiars will start an expedition rest time after you receive your rewards, which is based on the type of expedition they completed. Your familiars need a break too! After claiming, you can rinse and repeat the exact steps and continuously send out 3 teams at a time on expeditions, and up to 15 times per week, so make sure to cap out on them. Now y'all might be wondering, what's in it for me? Why should I be spending time on this? Good question! It's because the rewards are insane! I won't have time to go over everything that is good, but visit the patch notes linked in the description below to see an entire list of potential rewards. Trust me, you'll want to participate in Mystic Frontier! And just like that, you're all experts on the Mystic Frontier. It will definitely get some time getting used to with this new system, but I have high hopes that you'll all be min-maxing your expeditions in no time. If you're interested in seeing more content guides like this, leave a like and a comment on the video below, and as always, happy mapling!